Okay, so I have an important question for all of you guys. First of all, welcome, of course, and good afternoon, or good evening, or good day, or something else. Good night. What could be better on Tuesday, whatever time it is for you, than sit down and enjoy some Bounty Hunter origin story? Yep, that's a rhetorical question. Plenty of things can be better than this, but that's my choice for today's live stream. And now that I've said these silly things, it's time to close the preview window because I know that the live stream is working. Check back on this guy who apparently has moved. I've done something to him or with him probably. He's the same level, he's on the same quest. But it seems that I've moved him to another place. No live streams without Emperor Vulkk. That sounds nice. I saw a smiley face of Emperor Vulkk today on Reddit. Someone used apparently Snapchat, I think it's the application that puts some kind of a blended and smudgy smiley faces on faces of people, and someone used that on popular Star Wars The Old Republic characters. Really hilarious, and you should probably be able to find that post on the first page on the Star Wars The Old Republic subreddit. Go check it out at some point, guys. I'm not going to bring you the link, it's fairly easy to find it. How exactly are you doing laundry in front of the screen, TV, monitor, or something else? Hi Riz, hi Julian, hello everybody. Thanks for joining, guys. Today will be a short live stream, but since I haven't done one of these lately, and I really want to bring first that guy to 50 and second finish the story, I've decided why not finish the series with one live stream per planet. Today, hopefully, it's going to be Belsavis and the whole of it. I can't say really if I'll manage, because you know that I usually get distracted while attempting to live stream story streams. And I've never learned how to do that properly, to both show the story without talking over the cutscenes and manage to blab all the time or speak all the time to keep the audio portion of the live stream engaged and entertaining. It seems that this guy is out of Steam, but thankfully I do have another Steam which is level 26. It's a little bit low for his level, but who cares? He's naked. Completely naked. The quest is, well, it says 46 because of level sync. However, the starting level for Belsavis should be 41, if I'm not mistaken, which means I can do the whole planet without this guy being nerfed in any form. Yes, obviously, if I had any gear on him. I do have weapons, that's cool. Those are very low level weapons, apparently, 34. Pfft. But it doesn't matter because the damn level sync does absolutely everything for me. Kind of like what Bolster was doing for PvP until the last patch. We report that very quickly and get away with it. I really hate with a passion this silly window that pops up. Thank you for submitting your ticket. You don't need to thank me every time. You need to do your job and erase those accounts immediately. Now, obviously, this mail is very old, from several days ago at least, maybe weeks. And let's go back on topic about this series. I started this series with the story of my Mercenary Bounty Hunter with a very different format, not live streams. That's the first thing that will probably pop into your mind. But lately I've been completely out of time and honestly lacking the incentive and lacking the motivation to sit down and finish that story without having live stream audience and without having a chance to talk to you guys, because it feels, I don't want to say boring, it just feels unappealing. Maybe unappealing is a better word for me to describe it, or maybe it's not. Anyway. In cold blood, I need to use my ship's intercom. Hey, Vader. Marco wants to talk to me. Fine, I'll leave the companion quests for, I don't know, later, never. I've done all of these quests once on my first characters. Sometimes I've done them twice if there is something completely different that I want to see in a reverse form. But no, today's idea that I have is just to level through main class quests on the planet. There is a difference between planetary quest and main class story quest. Just in case someone is new to the game, or at least to leveling in the game, because unfortunately now you can jump in at level 65 and straight go into endgame content. Thank you, Bioware, for allowing complete noobs to do these things. Zen, what the hell are you doing here? Lam, actually, a guildie of mine, it's the three of us in our guild. So Lam sent me an email today because apparently I don't look at my guild chat whenever I'm online, and I didn't respond to him. He asked me, why did I demote Zen's character to a social from member? And he probably thinks that maybe we've got an argument, that I hate Zen. Zen left the game. Come on, Zen, admit it. You left the game for what, 5th, 6th time now? Zen is the type of farmer guy, unfortunately. My best buddy when it comes to MMO farming, and I've really enjoyed my playtime in 5.0 with him. He helped me research a lot of things. Hi MCS, he helped me develop all of the guides because I couldn't do those things alone, and if I was attempting all of my research for the guide, specifically for the uprisings, on my own or with a pug, I would not be able to produce those guides so very quickly. And so far, they have received thousands of views from my website, which means that plenty of people are interested in them, needing them, and exploring them, which is nice. I didn't do all of these things for nothing. But yeah, Zen left the game a few days ago because his subscription expired. And tell us, Zen, where did you go? Now, as soon as you type that name, I think that everybody will immediately banish you. Right? Please do so. / banish Zentrax when he types where he's gone and what he's playing right now. Hey, Anthony, I'm going to really focus on the damn quest finally and see where I'm going. Back to my ship. Simple enough. Simple enough. Simple enough. Exit to the starship. No, I don't think we had a chance to two-man an operation boss, especially a new one. I expect Bioware is going to very seriously overtune the new operation with the new boss, not operation, with 5.2. Just like they've overtuned the silly trash in the chapters for veteran and for master mode. It's ridiculous when a silver guy can two-shot kill you. That's not how challenge is supposed to work. I was playing the master chapters today. Okay, veteran with my gear is doable, it's fun, I know that my gear is low. Well, that's not the point. The challenge needs to come from mechanics, as in, do a silly mistake like not interrupting an important ability, or maybe the boss, not the boss, the silver guy, he's not even a boss, has 2 special channel abilities. You need to learn which one to interrupt to survive. If you interrupt the wrong one, you're dead from 1 hit. That's a challenging mechanic. Getting killed by a silver guy because he hits you with a strike ability or with a hammer shot ability for 2 seconds, that's not challenge. No, that's silliness. Especially when you don't have a companion or when you have the wrong kind of a companion. But anyway, I don't want to turn this video into a rant because I've been struggling with the chapters with my not so current gear. However, I've done some upgrades. I need to show you guys that I've upgraded my heals, a few augments, and some other things that I currently have access to. I'm really against farming. Let's pay attention to the story for a few minutes. And enjoy the little guy's speech.
There goes the peace and quiet.
Oh, hush. We're all glad to have you along, Blizz.
I'll second that.
Looks like the Chiss sent the payout. Wow, you think we'll rake in this much on all our jobs now?
If all our marks are as bad as Voss, we ought to.
How is the voice from the game? Is it loud enough? Gold, my favorite Joker.
Well, if we're done here, I'm gonna go take a nice long shower.
Take Blizz with you. I don't think
Suspiciously
he's familiar
long.
with the concept.
Someone's calling to congratulate you. I can't miss this.
Well, so much for hazing. We're the only ones looking foolish. An unprecedented success.
I'll admit it. You're good.
Now that you're up to your ears in credits...
Good, I don't have a green t-shirt under the hoodie.
Let's hear your offer, Blood.
That's good. I've been wearing my green t-shirts a lot lately, and when I sit down to record, I screw things up totally.
I don't know what is. So,
With a little bit of transparency down my neck.
we procured a penthouse suite for the occasion. Best spot on the promenade, I'm told.
You'd better show.
Who could resist an invitation like that?
Sounds fun. I mean, come on, we could use a little break.
A little break? No, no, no,
I'm
no,
not
no
spending
breaks.
my off hours with these losers. Don't make us drag you here kicking and screaming. The room's already booked. Haul your tail to Nar Shaddaa. We'll meet you there. Don't keep us waiting.
And that's it. It didn't give me a chance. Let's go to Nar Shaddaa. Oh, I forgot about this little off mission before we actually are allowed to jump to Belsavis. This might extend the live stream duration today. Oops, I'm not at Nar Shaddaa at the moment. Why am I at the Zerka Daily area? Oh, that's right. I did a couple of Flashpoints a while ago. Apparently after the last live stream. What do you mean you wish to redo class story? Specify a little bit more on that, because it sounds interesting, but you can always create a new character that counts as redoing the story. Kind of.
Hunter, good. We need every ship we can get. The Republic.
Well, I don't want that. I want the galaxy map. And going to Nar Shaddaa, obviously. Right, so after the initial round, because I had those few things to share with you guys, I've been doing some things in the past few days offline or off stream or off videos, if you wish. And I really wanted to share some of my personal feedback. I knew how things are going to work because you probably know that I was in the closed test server. And I saw how poorly the new challenges are going to be implemented. I attempted to tell them that more damage on stupid mobs doesn't equal challenge. But that's the resources, I suppose, that Bioware has these days, and that's what they can offer us. It's still better than nothing, right? It counts for something. Hi, Len. Is it just Len H who's experiencing issues with the live stream at the moment? Is there anybody else? Hi, Yurek. The story is worth coming back. At least for a month, you should subscribe, check out the game. There are plenty of things for you to do and experience, and probably remember some old things as well. Whether you would like to keep subscribing, that's an entirely new thing. At the moment, the game is a little bit of a dark age. All right, these two are deactivated. Yeah, let's continue. Ah, I get your point. Okay, that does make sense. But then,
Forgive the unorthodox introductions, Morovisen.
let me
Head of
finish the
Special
cutscene and I'll
Operations
tell
for
you
the
more.
Imperial Diplomatic Service. I need assistance plucking a thorn from the Empire's side. It's a straightforward job, and it should earn a tidy profit.
If the job were simple, you wouldn't need to hire me.
Ah, but now I have your attention. I was tasked with gathering allies on Nar Shaddaa. Hut clans, corporations, gangsters. But one man has...
I hate snow. I haven't seen you in a while. How are you doing?
The local leader of the exchange.
Did I say Happy New Year? I don't remember if you popped in any of my streams or comments recently.
Ukabi and the exchange refused to join us.
You want me to convince this Ukabi to change his mind?
We're long past that point. The exchange spends more money than most governments on spies, slicers, and scientists. Anyone they can't buy, they kidnap. They would have been valuable friends, but Ukabi drugs and tortures my messengers. We need to make an example of him.
What do you got in mind?
I want his army decimated, his arms caches looted, his chemical refineries razed to the ground. I want to show a force so overwhelming that no one on Nar Shaddaa will ever deny the Empire again. If you're willing, of course.
Refuse? Let's pick it up. I don't see a point in
before.
refusing.
The exchange operates out of the Corellian sector.
I've
of the
spoken
city.
to her for so
Your path
long
to
now.
destruction begins there. When you're through crippling the operations, you can find me at my command post. I'll be watching the chaos from my chambers.
Haha, that smile popped because I saw Witcher 3. I really hope that you are enjoying Witcher 3 since you mentioned that you are working, how do you say it, a lot on Witcher 3. That means you probably love the game. Alright, let's go back in order. Right, I obviously picked up that quest that I didn't really want to. And what the hell am I doing? What the hell am I doing? I've completely strolled away from the quest that I was supposed to do, and I did something else. Alright, we'll scratch that. I told you I get distracted when I attempt to talk a lot instead of play. So let's go in order. First, the live stream runs on 1440p with 60 frames per second on 13,000 kilobits per second. That's really a lot for many internet connections and many internet providers. So be sure to check if downscaling the resolution and the frame rates per second, because YouTube allows you to do that on every single stream and video all the time, everywhere. Lower some of these things and see if that helps with lagging or something else. Or just pause the video. Of course, you will be sacrificing live stream with a bigger delay versus live stream with smaller delay, but at least you'll be able to enjoy it with the highest available quality. What's next? It's nice to wish Happy New Year in February. I've always liked that. I honestly don't care about Mako, or as I should say, Mako. She's, for some reason, not amongst my favorite characters, and I really, really regret to say that. It's just the truth, and I'm being honest. Right, let's actually do the damn quest that I'm here for.
Anyway, Bloodworthy sent directions and the passcode for the elevator. Should take us straight up to the top floor. You ready to hit the promenade in style?
Lock down the ship. We'll meet at the party.
Just me? Come on, that'll take forever.
I'll help.
Torian, I want you along. She's got all the help she needs.
The only character I honestly care about from gameplay point of view and perspective is Doc. He is my all-time favorite gameplay character because I've been playing with him healing my main Jedi for over 5 years now. And I think that Vulkk really, really deserves his Doc to come back. Now I wanted to say something, where the hell was that? Oh, about receiving command points for redoing the story. I think for this purpose, it will just be better if Bioware allows below level 70 that you do the story and you're able to stack up command experience points. Maybe you will not get rewarded immediately because once you rank up and you're below level 70, it's pointless to have those crates. But maybe the system will just keep stacking up those command experience points for you, and as soon as you hit level 70, if you've done all the story the game has to offer, you will automatically be rewarded however many ranks that equals to. That's a cool way for Bioware to speed up your gearing up process, I suppose. Maybe. I'm sure they thought about that, and since we've never seen it implemented, maybe they didn't like the idea. Go to the Star Cluster Casino. Okay, let's go. Oh, Kira is coming back. Oh, no, wait. Who was it? No, Elara and Queen. Okay, so Kira is still unknown. We did get like a couple of lines of update from Master Ranos a month ago or 2 months ago. But that's all. Why is your Jedi using Kira? Are you playing a tank? Or do you prefer to have 2 DPS? Your DPS class and DPS from your companion. That's a little bit risky, even with the quality gear. I mean, even with up to level gear. And even with the laziness that the game offers now. Oh, I was supposed to elaborate on something up here that I forgot. Where was that? The hell? Oh, about the Dark Days. Right, so the game receives quite a bit of hate because Bioware is focusing on one thing at a time. Apparently they don't have the resources and the man capacity or the studio capacity or something else in those lines to produce multiple types of content for each patch. So they focused on story for about 2 years with 2 expansions that were free. There were small expansions, but they were free. I think that's very important to pay attention to. Now, yes, for those of us who can afford to pay for real expansions, we do suffer the fact that Knights of the Fallen Empire and Knights of the Eternal Throne were very small. They didn't offer too many new things except for some new chapters, and a story that was mediocre at times, interesting at times, and not bad overall. Why is the game in a dark age right now? Because there isn't much to do in the end game. People do not enjoy farming uprisings, except for maybe one or two of them that produce the quickest result, as in farming fractured results in 15 to 20 minutes per run, depending if you're pugging or not. And people do not enjoy farming this thing. Obviously, I'm not level 70, so it's grayed out for me on this character. But the command rank is an insane amount of grind. Less amount of RNG since 5.1, but still a huge amount of grind. And I suppose most of us, at least me, that's for sure, I've never played the grindy MMO, and I mean a truly grindy MMO. Yes, I've played Star Wars Galaxies, where a huge amount of grind was involved for the later 1/3 of the leveling process, but the amount of grind in Star Wars Galaxies was a different kind of a grind, and I kind of got used to it. With Star Wars The Old Republic, for the first years of this game, grind was almost non-existent. Yes, every time when Bioware introduced a new level cap, we were forced to farm our new gear. But that's not the same kind of farming, because you go to several operations every week, and in 2 to 5 weeks, maybe, if you're persistent, you will have a fully geared character because of your determination and because of your persistence, not because of random luck. With the system we have in place today, one person can have a fully geared character in a month, while the next person, the person next to them, can play the same amount of content together with the first person and still be in the very beginning of the process of gearing up. Hey Sam, haven't seen you in a while. How is WoW doing? I've been wondering, will you ever remember to stop being my patron, since you don't care about Star Wars The Old Republic for such a long time now? But if you do that on purpose, thank you.
What happened?
I've not played the emulated version of Star Wars Galaxies. I watch videos from time to time to keep myself up to date, but the emulated version is still far away from what I need it to be to even think about checking it out. When I mentioned SWG, I meant the original game before they shut it down in 2011. I stopped playing it in 2009, actually. Not that I've missed anything in the last 2 years.
Call in support. Vendus was certain you could be reasoned with. I was mistaken to indulge her. This is your last opportunity to surrender peacefully. Don't be selfish as your friends here.
Surrender peacefully.
Just made this
Dumbass.
personal, Jedi.
You're all so eager to die.
Oh, Rakata gear. I like that.
Take him down!
Okay, we finally get to actually stop doing that. Everybody's been talking about the new animation of area effects. I must say they are a lot clearer now, and that helps in big bundles. Like this. I mean, it's cool, it's clearer. Yes, I too prefer the old animation, but when I play alone, it would be nice if you can actually have a toggle to turn these effects on and off. You know what I mean? With the AoE animations. That's completely new, introduced with, I want to say 5.0, but I'm not really sure if they introduced it with the expansion or was it a little bit later on. Never mind. Yeah, use flamethrower, of course. That's my primary ability.
This isn't over. There will be no more even-handed offers, only swift, definitive retribution.
Shut up.
Shut up, go away.
Killed?
The Jedi dragged them into this, not us.
It's not just them, it's everybody. Brayden, Jory, Anuli, Soong. Is everyone who gets near us gonna end up dead?
Oh, don't get softy on me. Come on.
I won't let this happen again.
We can't be everywhere at once.
Torian, round everyone up. We're leaving.
On it. Trouble?
Loads. I'll explain later.
Understood.
And back to the ship. The quickest way would be probably... yeah. Let's travel back to the stronghold and then over to the... Did I not click you? How about now? Okay. You didn't tell me about... wow. What are you guys doing there? How are you doing? Exit to Starship. Yep. And let's finally go to Belsavis. It's a long quest on Belsavis with a lot of travel. Especially when I don't remember the locations for the quick travels, unless they are unlocked now. Were they unlocked? I think so, yeah. All of them should be.
You need to see this.
I don't have the quick travel to my ship. It's a legacy perk, which I believe I haven't purchased on that guy. If I have, then that's a mistake on me.
Responsible for these continued acts of aggression is our top priority. Senators, I assure you, the orchestrators of these attacks will be made to account for them.
Oh, we are so... That was the Supreme Chancellor of the Republic.
Big deal. I
Just
love
another
that.
chump with a fancy title.
That chump is the most powerful man in the Republic. We need to find out what's going on, fast. Oh, crud. The Republic just placed you at the top of its most wanted list. The list of charges is 1 kilometer long. Destroying the cruiser Aurora, resulting in the loss of her entire crew, including the Jedi Master Kellyan Jarro. Assassinating the Senator of SWTOR. Sabotage resulting in the destruction of the ecosystem of... It just keeps going. Half of the stuff we didn't even do.
What do I care what the Republic says about me?
It's not so much what they're saying. They're offering a 10 million credit bounty for your capture.
We're leaving. Nar Shaddaa's a bad place to be with a price on your head.
No kidding. For that many credits, every desperate dreg on this moon's gonna try to take a shot at us.
Before you plot a destination, it gets worse. Accusations are flying all over the HoloNet, and Imperial officials are making a big show of burning any bridges between us. I don't know what the Empire's idea of full cooperation is, but laying low in Imperial space is looking a lot less likely.
My hit list is getting so long, I don't know where to start.
Let's just get out of here. We can plan the rampage later. Actually, we might not get to plan it at all. Take a look at this. It's an Imperial summons. We're to rendezvous with an Imperial fleet in the Outer Rim to discuss our recent activities.
Discussion? Yeah, I bet.
It doesn't sound like a request.
Well, let's go and meet up. I'm playing on the Red Eclipse, mate. Pretty much all the time. Oh, yeah, I have a good story for you guys. I believe I've told it before, but maybe not everybody has heard it from me. So, a good old friend of mine, Cynic, who I played with in an Imperial Guild a couple years ago. He was one of the best, if not the best, Mercenary healer players, and I've respected him a lot for his dedication and the level of hardcore gameplay he brought to the, not just to the guild I was a part of, but never mind, you get my point. So, about 2 years ago, when the guild disbanded, he decided to start playing WoW. And recently, travel to the Tyrant. Recently, I had a conversation with him about WoW, and he said that he's been forced to leave WoW because of the quick pace with which Blizzard is producing new content, and he's tired of trying to catch up with the best guilds, with the progression speed of the best guilds on their server and in the whole world, because he is a true progression type of player and a hardcore player, and apparently he kept doing that in World of Warcraft as well. So what's fun is he said that he's thinking about going back to Star Wars: The Old Republic for a little bit of a more casual gameplay, because he's tired of new content being pushed all the time, and him being forced to farm for gear all the time like crazy.
Everyone up front.
Everyone up front. Oh, we're lining up. I
There's
don't
the
remember
fleet.
that
I hope
screen.
you're right about this.
Ah, look on the bright side. They open fire, and we'll be breaking the galactic record for going from 0 to space dust.
Battle stations?
Wouldn't even scratch the paint on those cruisers.
Point taken.
Even if they don't shoot us down, handing us over to the Republic would probably help deflect the flak they've been getting.
I doubt the Empire's interested in doing the Republic any favors.
I guess, but they're putting up appearances for some reason. Better not take any chances. Hailing, they're transmitting a flight path. We're to dock in Hangar 8.
I'm taking us in. Be ready for anything.
What's my take on Star Wars The Old Republic's MMO aspect? No, it is a fully working MMO game, just different than the stereotype that people have been playing for many years. The game does take a lot from the classic MMO games from the past. Disembark your ship, all right? However, it implements story in a very fun way. The problem I personally believe to be ruining Star Wars The Old Republic's good title is the complete lack of EA, the complete lack of interest from the owner company EA to invest time and resources to upgrade the game. Not just technically, but with content. Oh, hi Blizz. Didn't expect he will be joining me.
My presence was requested.
I've been ordered to bring you before my lord, Darth Tormund. Submit to search and seizure and come quietly.
You trying to take me prisoner, Lieutenant?
If you attempt to resist, yes. Alien filth has no right to question Imperial protocol. You will not be allowed before a Lord of the Sith armed. You will comply, willingly or by force.
No, I
Anyone
won't.
still around by the time the lieutenant here hits the ground, joins him.
Seize this scum! Cowards! You'll all be court-martialed! What are you waiting for?
Do we fight? Yes, we do. Whatever is left. So let me continue with the conversation a little bit while I'm waiting to speak to Parson. What I meant to add to my point is that there is plenty of grouping content available in Star Wars The Old Republic. In some cases, it's Bioware's fault for not creating that content to be more appealing for people to group up, as in really bigger rewards and appealing rewards. In most cases, the solo version of the game actually provides better time, better experience as a person experience, not player gaining experience in game. And it's just more fun with a more balanced pace. Like, for example, you get a lot more personal benefit as a person playing the game, and you get more joy from doing the quests and the story in the game, compared to doing the heroics and farming the heroics. Because yes, you can farm the heroics, especially if you do it in a group. It will be an insanely quick farm and a very good leveling pace. But that's really discarding, or what's the word I'm looking for? Neglecting the best part of the game, which is story. And Bioware for all these years never found the perfect way to implement story as a group content. They attempted that in the very beginning with the first Flashpoints for both Republic and Empire. If you remember, if you've done them, those first Flashpoints at level 9, 10, 11, they have a huge amount of story and dialogue. And with each next Flashpoint, the amount of story is less and less, and the amount of trash and bosses and just stuff to kill is getting bigger and bigger, for the lack of a better word to describe it. Okay.
You won't get away with this.
Quite a pile we stacked up.
So, do we make a
The
run
SLS,
for it?
yes, that's the Republic version. And Black Talon is the Empire.
That's what I'm gonna do.
I don't have a better suggestion. Let's do it.
Torian, secure the hangar and be ready for further instructions.
Understood. Koyashi.
might try ducking next time.
And that was a quick operation. Locate Dark Torment. Let's see why the Dark Lord needs me. And one thing I can definitely confirm for anybody who has not completed all the stories in the game, because I have, the original stories from level 1 to 50, because those are what I call the original stories, the first 3 chapters for every class, which are different for every class as well. Those are far better and more interesting and appealing and full of choices. Yes, they are mostly fake choices, but still better and more entertaining choices, fake choices for you to make, compared to Fallen Empire and Eternal Throne, the latest 2 expansions, which bring one combined story for everybody to play through. Don't get me wrong, Fallen Empire and Eternal Throne as a whole provided a good story and the final, spoiler alert, closure to the Emperor's storyline or story arc, which has been going on since forever, since the release of the game. This guy has been the main villain, apparently. I really wished it would be Malgus or maybe Kefes, but no, it wasn't them. Oh, why are you DPS? Please start healing so I can afford to not stop. That's kind of a visual demonstration of where my gear starts to slack just a little bit. I'm still benefiting from level sync, but the benefit is much smaller compared to the previous episodes from the series. Because my level, my actual level is much closer now. Ooh, there he is.
You the one who sent that summons?
You are here because I have use for you. Do not forget.
No, she was in DPS stance because, as I told you, or as I said in the beginning of the stream, I had done a couple of flashpoints with Zen, maybe a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks ago, the last time I played this character. And we had his companion healing, so we needed a DPS companion to speed things up.
Chancellor's head in my hand when I deliver victory to the Dark Council. You will provide it.
Don't ask much, do you?
I ask what I require. If wealth and acclaim are not enough incentive, perhaps revenge will motivate you. You have made an enemy in the Supreme Chancellor's closest advisor. Do what I ask and you will have your opportunity for vengeance.
I'll assist you as long as you make it worth my while.
So long as our enemies remain on Coruscant, they are beyond even your reach. But Jun Seros will not be difficult to draw out. Getting to him will put you within striking distance of the Supreme Chancellor.
I can draw him out.
Corellia is where we will put them down. There are obstacles that must be removed before we can act. You will remove them.
Person,
Really?
place, or thing.
Some old enemies from the last war have re-emerged. A Republic privateer made famous assisting Hylo Vs break the Mandalorians' blockade. And a Coati noblewoman credited with orchestrating numerous successful uprisings on Imperial-occupied worlds.
Consider them dealt with.
This star chart shows the last destination of your first target. Make it his final. My subordinates will brief you upon arrival.
Torian, you can stand down. I'll brief you when I get back.
I'll stand down when I see you if it's the same to you.
So I've been wondering why Darth Thorman speaks as if his voice is distorted by a helmet of some sort or a device on his mouth, throat, or something else. He doesn't visually seem to have anything wrong with his vocal cords, anything on his mouth, anything on his head overall. Why does his voice sound as if he's speaking through a helmet? Okay, so yep, quick check. I do have a fleet pass and a quick travel. I did not purchase the legacy apparently. In terms of the new player versus the veterans who just want to farm through the Flashpoint, I don't think that happens every time. you do have a fair chance to meet a group and just be honest up front with all of the other 3 people. Hey, I'm new, I would like to see the story. If they say hell no, go away, then just leave the group. You would get yourself pissed and aggravated, and you obviously make the other 3 people angry if you don't skip all the cutscenes. And for good or evil, those flashpoints with heavy story and related to the main story, they actually do have a solo version, so you can run through the flashpoint for your personal story experience with those silly GSI, whatever their name was, droids. And yes, that's partially what I meant by saying that BioWare for 5 years have not managed to find a good mechanic to implement story into the group content, because nobody likes repeating the group content in flashpoints such as SLS and the Black Talon. And yet, if you want the rewards from these flashpoints, be it daily rewards or something else or command XP, you're forced to grind through them. That's probably why for years people have been avoiding SLS and Black Talon, because they're far too long with the damn story in them.
Just one sec. Okay, I've updated our astrogation computer. This is a pretty obscure system. Thanks, Blaze. I think I've got it. Last I'd heard, Belsavis wasn't even worth colonizing. The Imperials.
Oh, Belsavis finally.
Prison world, though.
We'll find out more when we see it ourselves.
Yeah, the title of the stream says Belsavis, and it's been 48 minutes on my OBS counter, and I'm just landing on Belsavis. Nice, huh? Oh wait, I'm at the Tyrant. I don't want to go back to that ship. I want to go to Belsavis. Well, that's a fairly annoying bug. It's not supposed to happen like this. The map was supposed to open when you sit on the chair. Belsavis supposed to be here. Ooh, 1250 credits to travel there. I remember those words, Sam, because you and Jim were talking about these events most of the time on Mumble and TeamSpeak. Because of other folks dying in your pugs and not being familiar with the mechanics. I think that's obviously normal, yep. Everybody was grinding through Dark vs. Light without paying even minimal attention to their own gear or how well they're familiar with the class they're playing. They were just doing it for the achievement. Is it a bug? I never encountered that before. Maybe I just don't travel too much with my ship. Since when is that bug present? Is it since 5.0?
I have orders to act as your liaison. I've prepared a briefing should you require it.
The hell? Why are you briefing me here, dude? Let's go down.
Start from the beginning. I haven't been given a lot of details.
This is Zale Barrows. After helping break the Mandalorian blockade during the war, the Republic offered him considerable latitude to plague the Empire. Then, after the Treaty of Coruscant, the Republic retained him as their unofficial ferryman to Belsavis.
You have a location for Barrow's ship?
We observed his freighter land on Belsavis before our forces invaded. No vessels larger than a shuttle have been spotted leaving the surface. Belsavis is a remote ice ball with minimal natural resources, the perfect place to keep things you'd rather forget, which is why the Republic has constructed a substantial prison fortress here to hide away their undesirables.
I'm not looking to lay siege. What are our options?
Our landers can insert you into the Republic fortifications relatively near the last known location of Barrows's vessel.
Get me on the ground, Lieutenant.
It will be absolute pandemonium planetside. This is my direct holo frequency. I am on call should you need me.
Secret prison fortress? Absolute pandemonium? How bad could it be?
Not as bad as you might think, Mako. So, let's see. What were you talking about? The bug. Yep, apparently it's brand new, and just like you, Naomi, I don't really travel through my ship much anymore. And I completely agree with what you've just mentioned, Senna, because doing random tactical flashpoints, any flashpoint, even the easiest one, without a healer or a tank, as in bring 4 DPS random pugs, is just horrifying. You can easily do some of these things alone with a healing companion or with 2 people and a healing companion, depending on what gear you have, obviously. But when you bring 4 people and absolutely no coordination between them, especially in a normal, standard, regular pug situation, it's a disaster. And since you probably know, I've mentioned it before, I don't do a lot of pugging, pretty much known since 4.0 or so. But I did 1 or 2 in the very beginning of 5.0. I did an uprising with Zen and a couple of random guys, I think. And we ended up not having a healer. It was a disaster in Crimson Fang uprising on that boss with the twin droids. They completely annihilated us because they're doing a lot of damage if the bad things happen at the same time on the same person. And they take a lot of HP. As soon as a random pug has their 1/4 or 1/4 of the HP bar taken away, they rush to pick up a healing node or a Koto station. But I don't know if they're aware, but the Koto station heals them a lot more than it heals other people. So it heals mainly the person who picks it up and spreads some HOTS on the other 3 people in the group. And those things do not respawn for one reason or another in the uprisings, which means you're completely stuck to keep wiping without a heal unless you actually stop the group and explain to them the mechanics, tell them how to use the cooldowns, use line of sight, focus target on this or then on that, use some markings. That's so much hassle that can easily be prevented, most of it at least, with just a simple audio conversation implementation in the game. Because almost every MMO has or should have, if they don't, a simple audio conversation capability. And with that said, a completely new topic because I forget to mention in the very beginning, look at this. I've got a gift today, a Star Wars BB-8 Pop. This is the classic version of the Pop figure from, I think, the end of 2015. No, not the end, actually. It's from Funko, obviously. It is released September or October 2015. Never mind. And I've been thinking maybe I can finally... Where is it? Oh, yeah. Maybe I can finally utilize this thing, which arrived a few days ago. It's a tripod for my phone because I don't own a real camera and I've been planning to use my phone. Originally, I ordered that and waited for a very long time for it to be delivered from Amazon in the UK, because apparently here you can't find something like this cheap enough, because that's really, really cheap. Yes, it's weak as well, but it's good enough for a phone. Anyway, my topic is I bought this with the intention of finally filming an overview for my gift that I've received for Christmas from Jesse Stardust, the Lego Star Wars TIE Interceptor fighter, or in other words, Malgus' personal ship. And I've really wanted to do an overview or a review of some kind of video about that because I've really enjoyed building it up. I haven't played with Lego in so many years, and I used to be a huge fan as a child. But then my parents stopped buying me Lego because it got way too expensive. And with the years, I slowly forgot about the Lego's existence and how fun it is to play with it and build stuff. So yeah, I really wanted to do the Malgus' personal ship overview or review, and I bought the tripod. And since this is so much smaller and easier, maybe I can do a trial and error overview video with an unboxing of this little thing. Not much to tell about the Funko figure. It's just cute little BB-8. Another addition to my collection. Right, back to the quest. Take the transport to Belsavis. Oh, I won't even talk about quad drive yards. That Flashpoint almost made me hate the game. I think it succeeded to force many people to hate and stop playing the game. Hi Miles, is that a new version of my name in your language? Does it mean something or you just misspelled it? Have you guys noticed, for those of you who don't know, obviously, my name is a Bulgarian version for wolf, Vulkk. Vulkk is wolf in Bulgarian, or vice versa. And I've just discovered today that YouTube has an icon of a wolf. So from now on, if you want to show that you know me, you type a greeting in the beginning of a live stream with a wolf icon. I would appreciate that. What the hell are you? That would be the Belsavis storyline. Please go away. I'm not doing the Belsavis storyline, although it's really, really good. The planetary story arc on Belsavis is one of the best planet stories ever. Take a transport to Belsavis. Yep, let's go to the minimum security. I don't think it's minimal. Yes, okay, maybe it's minimal healing that they require, but it is some healing. And it's more than the silly Koto stations provide. Unless you're playing with an organized group of 4 people, yes, if you do a guild run. Hey, Zam.
I just landed.
Hi, Mike.
Been talking to Horn.
I really like the wolf. It's blue, actually. It looks blue, does it? My favorite color. And it goes very well with my Yoda, for some reason. Because they're both kind of animals. Okay. That's a silly thing to say.
Bonus, but Zale takes priority.
Next the small time.
Progress. Yes, progress is important.
Some gang pulled a major heist. Bounties for the lot. Last thing. Save your carbonite. Nobody's wanted alive.
I didn't finish my explanation. I'll tell you in the video. There is a different version of that from the summer of 2016 with the hand with the lighter extended. Really cool looking one. But it was a limited edition, obviously, and I don't think anybody can pick it up from anywhere. Unless someone is selling in their personal copy on eBay, for example. Stop picking up extra quests. Or, oh yeah, okay, 2 quests at the same time. That's nice. Hi, Eric. How are you doing? Why I don't like playing on Belsavis? I've already said that it has one of the best stories available, but why I don't like playing on Belsavis is because of the walls. On an undiscovered map, I can never remember which wall goes through where and what is the pathway to avoid the wall, or how to find the perfect shortcut through the gap of the wall. That's something I've been struggling since day one, pretty much. And on top of that, I don't enjoy the fact that we've got animals spread all over the place. Like, for example, did you see I almost went into something that I don't want to? There is no exit from this place, and of course I went into a combat state. I still need to get used to the new visual display of the group effect, AoE damage. There is a delay? No. 68 milliseconds, 80 milliseconds, still perfectly fine. Shouldn't be experiencing delay or lag. So yeah, keep that icon in mind. Maybe one day soon YouTube will allow me to create my own set of icons. I don't think they allow me just yet. Do they? I don't think so, no. If I'm not mistaken, this was a part of the sponsor button, which I never received because they don't do that in Bulgaria, here where I live. Hi, I'm from Bulgaria, if you're new to my channel. If you are familiar with kind of regional accents, you could probably guess that I'm from Eastern Europe. But you would never guess that I'm exactly from Bulgaria because I don't speak with a traditional Bulgarian English accent. I don't think I do, at least. Don't aggro, don't aggro, don't aggro. Cool. And once again, don't aggro, don't aggro. Ah. I'm pro at avoiding targets when I've got plenty of space.
Try to be more careful.
Oh, Sage is just as a tank as a Sentinel is a tank, of course. You can very nicely tank as a Sage during the bubble. That's really the best tank ability ever. A god mod bubble. Really though, I would love to see a screenshot of that. I've done some screenshots in my days. I still keep a sentinel with willpower. That was in 2012, I believe, very, very early in the game. And I somewhere keep that screenshot with a level 50 sentinel full with willpower gear. I mean full, not by mistake, one piece or a couple. Hey Jaden, how are you doing? That's one of the best screenshots that I have to date. That's a random guy, of course. I don't even remember the name. But it's always nice to have these cute, weird memories of some folks completely wrongly gearing up. And I don't think it's something to mock them about, because everybody starts as a noob. And not everybody reads everything that game tells them or shows them to. That is a bad thing about questing and looking for open PvP environment. Yep. I was trying to do that back in 2011 when I was leveling my first character, and I tried for days on Tatooine. I couldn't really find a single fight, believe me. Oh, I was supposed to go up, was I? Which probably is from here. What's up with the beard? Huh, someone finally asked what's up with the beard. Let's say that it's a fashion choice and I'm not lazy.
Try to be more careful.
You can decide if I'm lying or not. I'm not a huge fan of beards. That's the only thing I can give you as a clue. So it's very likely it's laziness. But I've been doing some other things outside of my YouTube channel related to my personal life in the past couple of weeks, and I've been feeling tired for some reason. Probably that would be the reason, because I'm doing some other things on the side. I would like to once again mention, because I consider that a huge personal achievement, well, personal when it comes to my YouTube channel specifically. My contract with the multi-channel network Machinima ended in the middle of the month, and with a lot of struggle I finally managed to unlink my channel from them. So I'm still not decided if I want to link it with another network, because people still claim that it is good and positive and to some extent even mandatory for showing gameplay. No, it's not. But I wanted to say that all of my videos have different settings, different options, and many of them reverted back to default options. So please, guys, if you watch a longer video of mine, like for example this stream on a recording, and if you see an advertisement every 5 or 10 minutes, let me know. That's not my intention. I don't put advertisements that often, but on many videos, YouTube decides to do it automatically for me, unless I put it specifically as I want it to be. Yeah, on the good side, I'm out of Machinima, which were not exactly controlling my actions, but it's a different life when you have to follow some rules from the multi-channel network. Ha, thanks, Jaden. The issue I have with beards is that I don't feel comfortable with it. It itches all the time, and I'm too lazy to start picking up all the cosmetics that are required to support a beard as a constant beard. The longest period I've lived through without shaving was 3 weeks, I believe. But that one time I did it on purpose because we were filming something, some kind of a mini fan movie, for the lack of a better way to describe it. And I was expected to be with the beard, but that was 6 years ago. So yeah, every time you see me with a beard, it's likely not a fashion choice, rather just laziness or lack of free time. I have absolutely no clue how many people play. I've never been actually even attempting to discover what the number is. One thing I can tell you, This server is the biggest of all of them, or probably very close to being number one, maybe in a good competition with the Harbinger server on the North American side. For European players, this is the biggest server. And because we mentioned PvP a few minutes ago, since Bioware did the change to the servers not being separated into PvP and PvE, it doesn't really matter where you are. Many of the old school PvP players have either left the game or moved to a more populated server. So if you if you return to the game being an old school PvP player and you think, okay, I'll go to, let's say, Tomb of Freedom Nod or Prophecy of the Five or any of the other PvP servers, and you expect people to behave like PvPers, no. First of all, those two servers are considered to be on a very low populated state right now. I've never played on any of them, so I don't really know how low pop they are. But that's what people have been telling me. Specifically for Prophecy of the Five, I've heard multiple times throughout the last couple of years that it's a nearly dead server. And thanks to Bioware's extending the insanely cheap server transfers deal right now, it's, 90 Corellia coins for local transfer and 120 for cross-region transfer. They've extended that indefinitely for the foreseeable future. So more and more people will be transferring from low pop servers to bigger pop servers. And if you just happen to return to the game now or recently, look for a heavily populated server and go there. You have a much better experience regardless of what people tell you about PvP versus PvE. It's still better than having no people around you at all. And just a quick check, maybe. What do we have? 2 instances on Belsavis. Well, we have 3, but the PvP one doesn't really count because it might be as empty. It does exist. On every planet now, after the change, we have always a PvP instance, and it's up to the player to decide if they want to be there or not. Am I a fan of the first-person shooters? I'm not a fan of shooters overall anymore. The last first-person shooter games I played, seriously played, was Quake 3, and a little bit before that, Unreal Tournament 2. Ever since then, I've been playing casually, because Sam, if he is still around, thank you very much, Sam, you've provided me with about 50 or 60 hours of fun quality solo gameplay, though not multiplayer, of Doom, the new Doom game. Doom 4, is it? I don't really count them anymore. It's the new Doom from last year. So yeah, he made me a gift for with that game, and I've been playing it on a more casual level solo with no multiplayer, and I've been having a blast. But I think I've lost the passion or the ability to concentrate, or I've lost something else. Maybe I've lost the spark or whatever it is to make me be interested in the first-person shooters. As far as third-person shooters, the only one I can think of is Battlefront. And Battlefront is way out of my reach because I can't really afford to pay for 2.5 games to receive 1 game and then keep paying for the updates and DLCs, because unlike with SWTOR, Battlefront receives more regular updates, but from what I've heard and read, most of them are paid for, and I just don't have the money available to spend on a secondary game. I'm preparing to start paying for Gwent, which is a card collecting game based on the Witcher 3 universe, and it is my first card collecting game. I will probably be live streaming it tomorrow. For those of you who don't know what it is, you can stop by tomorrow or visit my new Gwent section on my website and get yourself familiar. But it is a very different and unique kind of card collecting game, and it's still in closed beta, so completely free to check out. For me, you have to register for invite before you start playing it. What I meant to say is that the game will be released in the hopefully next 3 to 4 months. At least that was the idea. And I'll have to start paying for it because it's a fantastic game. And thankfully, I think I should be able to afford to pay for 2 games at the same time. Yep, character transfer is on a sale right now. It's been since the end of November, I think.
Sounds like Loverboy's coming back. Ain't you gonna welcome him?
I've been thinking about Crysis. Yes, probably the next third-person shooter, although it's not exactly a shooter, it's more like an RPG, would be the new Mass Effect game. even though I haven't played all three of the original trilogy Mass Effect games. Oh, Skadge. Hi, Skadge. I really, really want to try the new one. People say, and the developers say, that it's going to be a brand new game and you don't have to play the previous three ones to get yourself familiar and to have fun in it. Obviously, not being familiar with the universe is going to be a minus for me, but if I attempt to live stream it, maybe you guys can fill in the black spots in my mind with where is this race coming from, or where is this conflict originating from, things like that.
When the first siren sounded, Zale insisted we stay to help evacuate if things got too bad. Too bad. Understatement of the year.
Quit stalling. Where is he?
Zale stormed off after some argument with the warden. Said he had unfinished business. He took M3.
Did I play a
to get the
Jedi?
central power plant back online. Said not to wait for him. That's all I know.
No, I'm not finishing Belsavis. Probably not on tonight's live stream.
You were dead when I got here.
Well, I'll stream for a few more minutes, maybe up to 1 hour and a half, and round it up. I meant for this to be short because I want the video to be part of the series, and when it's part of a series, nobody would sit through a 3-hour-long live stream, especially when it's not specifically focused on the story like the first 22 episodes were. Let's listen to Skadge for a moment.
Let's put as much distance between us and that creep as possible. Try to be more careful.
Oh, finally level up. Let's see then. Nothing new at level 47. Enter power plant access tunnels. How about I just travel back to, let's say, this camp? At this point, I think if Bioware's technology allows it, it would really be best to have one European server and one Northern American server. Other games have been doing that with just one server for the whole world, but if they can split it per region, that would be actually better, I think. Because personally, when I play on a North American server, my latency is between 150 and 250. And that really makes my Combat Sentinel and Carnage Marauder, for example, really hard to play. I have to be really on my nerves and spamming the keyboard like mad. And yet, sometimes, most of the times actually, I can't fit my combos properly. Mass Effect is free. Mass Effect 2 is free. I believe they would be very cheap by now, even if I have to pay for them. Maybe I could actually just jump on Origin and buy it. I think they had a something limiting it, some kind of a requirement. You have to buy a game from Origin in the last 30 or 60 days or something, and then you're eligible for a free game. Or no? Maybe I'm confused with Steam's requirements or something else. Anyway, what are you, Captain Vendor? That would be Planetary Quest, most likely. Yep, let's not start it. Pirate Bay is an alternative, of course, yeah. But then, you know, for something so cheap, I actually don't know the prices. Bye-bye, Jaden. Thanks for stopping by. I don't know the actual prices, but I expect such an old game or series of games would be fairly cheap for the amount of hours of content they would provide you with. And it's better to actually buy the original versions than bother with cracks and patches and God knows what else. $7 on G2A. Nice. Ooh, the good news is I'm only 3 levels away from a nice new outfit, which I don't have here to display. But it's a crafted look-alike version of the original classic Bounty Hunter. I want to say Champion PvP set, or I don't know if it was the Champion level 50 PvP set. Or maybe Battle Master. Probably the Battle Master one. Well, it was one of the first armor sets available for the Bounty Hunter. can't say if it's the first game to have a wheel. Very likely. Bye-bye, Miles. Do you think I can sneak in? Huh, yes I can.
Try to be more careful.
My favorite class, by far, it's Sentinel, in terms of gameplay and the ending of the original story. And obviously Marauder as a mirror class. I'm just a melee type of DPS player. It's not that the Sentinel has something so very unique. I'm not necessarily a huge fan of... I mean, I don't play the class because of the 2 shiny glow sticks. That's an advantage, yes, of course. But it's not the most important reason. It is a reason to play a Sentinel instead of Guardian, for example. But overall, I do like melee. No, there is nobody here. You're completely alone. Did you post something a while ago and I didn't answer? What kind of a question would that be?
Cut it a little close there, Em.
See? 3 wolves are here. Hello, Sienny.
Nice try, but you... I'd kinda hoped the first time I met you it'd be captaining your one-way trip to lockup.
Give up before you get yourself hurt.
I've been in better positions, but I like you right where you are at the moment.
Bye-bye, Rage. And hello, Skadge.
This guy's got one answer to everything.
Friend of yours? Hate to disappoint, but even your thick skull won't break through this force field.
What are you standing around for? Let's blast this place to pieces!
It'd take detonite charges to breach these walls.
Then blast the generators! Soon as this field drops, me and Zale are gonna get reacquainted.
It's lights out, Zale.
Okay, that one's finished. I'll disable the north and disable the south power generator. Alright. Why are you still dead and still here?
You alright?
Yep, unfortunately the class has received a very negative reputation. When I play my Sentinel, especially in the last few live streams when me and a friend of mine did the new uprisings in 5.0 and the 5.1, we kept joking all the time about the silliness of the Sentinel class by default. And as a matter of fact, through the many changes over the years, the class turned out to be from a beginner-friendly, easy-to-play class to kind of a complicated one. Right now, I believe the only relatively easy class that I can think of is probably this one, the Arsenal Mercenary and the Gunnery Commando. And I mean, easy to play. None of the classes are actually easy to master. It takes some time and dedication and research, obviously. But if I had to pick one easy class, and I can only pick one because that's the only one I think that's relatively easy, that's the one class. It was considered to be the easiest back when gear mattered and back when we had 4 different main stats for 4 different types of classes. Ah, full inventory. Forgot to click the damn thing. Welcome back, Miles. Why the hell did I enter, kill stuff, and went out? That's what I call lack of focus. Fire out the on-topic, the off-topic question. Because I don't play Fury often, and I don't like to make a guide when I'm not 100% familiar with the spec and I know everything about it inside out. Because I don't play often Fury and Concentration, I don't feel comfortable writing a guide, because after that people will stop by, people will ask questions. Why that like this? Why the other one not the way like they think it should be? You get my point? Hi Deadshot, why do you say you're back? You were here the other day. Does that mean you're back? Welcome back! I think what I just said makes absolutely no sense. Let's start over. Good evening, Deadshot. I haven't played the Telekinetic Sage in a long time, so I can't really say. Maybe you're right, maybe it's noob friendly. I don't think anything is as easy or noob friendly as this spec that I'm currently playing and the mirror one, the Gunnery Commando. No, don't blame me on that. I have Zentrax to blame me for years now for dragging him back into the game pretty much every few months. Don't you dare do that to me.
Scurried down this little hole while you were taking a sweet time wrecking the place.
The Sage kind of got nerfed. Or actually they didn't get a nerf, they remained as they were before 5.0, but pretty much all the other classes received interesting, or should I say strong buffs. That's why the Sage seems to be a little bit on the low side these days.
There's lots more junk like this thing walking around.
The Sage did have the OP moments in PvE at least. In PvP I believe, especially as a healer, they've been a very strong healing class since, I can't really remember the patch, but pretty much since somewhere around 3.0 or 3.1, 3.2.
You blast the place up. I'll haul this junk over and grab us a couple of tech heads on the way. Deal?
Let's get down to it.
Alright, let's see. I don't have a droid. Let's make her sell stuff. Sell trash. Come on. She's gonna be out for a minute now, I think. Yep, I don't have legacy buffs for her. But at least I've got a few empty spots. What the hell is this? Oh, that's actually my old gear that I was using before the Dark vs. Light. Fury is actually just like you said. Fury is, to me at least, in my personal opinion, only ever good in PvP. I don't see a good value for that spec in PvE environment. At least not since Bioware destroyed the hybrid spec. That was before 3.0, so quite a long time ago, and most of the current players don't even know that it existed. But yeah, for me personally, that's why I don't play it a lot, because I don't do a lot of PvP since probably a year now. I grew bored with the same old war zones, and the new one on Odessen did not really bring anything new to the table. It's actually worse than the old ones. I don't know if you guys would share my personal opinion, but the Odessen war zone is horrific for pugs. It's just no fun running around like a headless chicken with total lack of coordination. I've played a few of those games in the previous expansion with a team, with voice comm, and it was a lot of fun. but not in a pug. So yeah, it's one of the many reasons why I slowly stopped doing PvP for myself. And partially I stopped sharing PvP clips and live streams on my channel because of the negativity. There was a lot of sparks going in the comment section. This class is trash, this player is trash, that player has no clue how to play. What are you doing? Why are you playing this class? It's overpowered. Why don't you play the other spec because it's good? All of these repeatable questions over and over again, and I just grew tired of talking about the exact same things all the time. How the hell do I get there? Just follow the pathway, I guess. Well, telekinetic was not really the strongest in before the expansion, but I do remember our AoE Sage madness in Torque, for example. In the first days of 3.0, and then again in the first days of 4.0 when we were doing the Torque boss fight, third boss in Ravagers for the first time after the level cap. We used to struggle a little bit with defeating the turrets. You know, everybody is in low gear, everybody is struggling for DPS, and this boss fight is kind of challenging. So having ranged DPS with an insane AoE capabilities was really helpful. And I do remember our sages and gunslingers popping up DPS in the range of 6,000 when the normal DPS on the dummy was, let's say, 4.5 or 5k, for example. I don't know if that speaks a lot to many of you guys, but yeah, pulling that kind of numbers in a boss fight where you have downtime, when you have knockdowns, when you're being freezed, when you have to deal with other things, it's a lot of DPS. And today, 5.5 and 6,000 for an AoE friendly fight, it doesn't seem much. That's probably why I would struggle to defend how high this number used to be a couple of years ago. I like the idea of receiving a crate every half an hour. I'm not really sure how exactly that's gonna happen, because you know that the progression slows down as you gain up the ranks. So how and who calculated the silly thing that you're supposed to get a crate every 30 minutes? Maybe that's for the first 20 ranks? What about after that? What about the ranks after 200? How are you going to keep receiving those every 30 minutes? Did they assume that when you're rank 20, when you're rank 200, you will only be doing master mode operations? And by then, hopefully they would have scaled up the rewards from master mode operations. Okay, that's enough of trash. Let's speed things up a little bit and progress to the next node. What do you think of the new Star Wars Galaxy emulator? I haven't played it. I don't know which one do you call new. I've only been watching videos now and then. Specifically videos from SWTORstrategies.com. It's one of the websites that I try to follow regularly because they post cool things. And they've been posting a lot about Star Wars Galaxies lately, and I do watch those videos and I do read articles, updates from time to time, but I've never actually played any of the EMU versions of SWG. Never. Not the early ones, not the newer ones. I have no real first-hand experience with what exactly is happening there. I do have a fear that if I try, there will be those giant waves of nostalgia coming my way, and more or less I will be disappointed, because things from the past, most of the time, are better left in the past. I've experienced that with some of the old classic animated TV series. For example, I know that's really not exactly related, but it's kind of related. A few years ago, I attempted to watch, for example, Voltron, the Defender of the Universe. Yet it's an extremely silly TV animated series, but I've heard that Netflix is creating a new version of Voltron, which is still silly, by the way, but it's less silly than the classic one. That's not my point. I watched other classic TV series, such as there was one about an ant, Ferdi, I think it was called, the French animated. There was a TV series about fruits, picking fruits. I can't remember the original title of those. And yes, my point is, after these silly things, my point is that many things from the past are better to stay there. And I don't want to ruin my good old memories from Star Wars Galaxies by attempting to play it now. I think it will bring me more negativity and more disappointment than positive feelings. I know that season 2 has started. Yep, I watched the first episode, but it just doesn't do it for me. Oh, come on, Mako, don't be on passive. 4.6k for this guy, not bad. Season. I actually read that as second season, what you intended it to be. You think it's amazing? It's a little bit too weird. They don't take things seriously. In the classic version of Voltron, things were very serious. The animation was complete crap, or actually almost absent. They used the same animation over and over again, the same portions repeated over and over again, but it was still fun. I've had a lot of fun when I was a small child. Some 15, 16 years ago, I remember watching, for example, Beast Wars. That was an amazingly good 3D animated TV series about Transformers. And I have to say, a few years ago, I decided, okay, I'm gonna go rewatch those. I survived like 2.5 episodes, and I just threw away the box, the DVD. Yep, someone did die in it. In the new one, I have been expecting someone to die and things to shuffle and change just like they were in the classic TV show. But that thing hasn't happened yet, damn it. And then again, there are some things that you can keep watching over and over again, like the classic Star Wars trilogy. Haha, surprised I brought it up. Or, for example, a more recent but still classic movie from 17 years ago, The Lord of the Rings. Yep, this movie is now 17 years old since its release. I think it was in 2000 or 2001, but it was made 2 years earlier when they filmed all the 3 movies together. And this is still a brilliant movie, both in terms of story and visual quality, and audio as well. So some things actually never change. Some games are just as good as they have always been. For example, I've recently played and replayed the 2 Star Wars The Force Unleashed games. They were good in 2008, 2010. They were good in 2016, 2017 as well. My opinion, of course. Someone may not like them anymore, or they may never like them. The good thing is that you have to pick the things you want to bring back into your life in terms of good memory. And wow, I've been speaking about bringing old memories back to life because of Star Wars Galaxies. Yep. It was a huge part in my MMO experience. It was the first MMO game I played, and the first serious MMO I played as well. I still remember my first steps in Restus. I was so clueless as to what exactly is happening there. But the good part is that all the fights at Restus, what was that medical building? Med Center was it called. So the lag fest at the Med Center was actually the single thing from Star Wars Galaxies that prepared me perfectly for the lag and crazy FPS issues that Star Wars The Old Republic was having and still has in 2017. What a disaster the PvP in SWG was. Wow. All right, let's jump in or down. I don't know if you are from the US, but 4th of July is a special date for the folks over there, so that's even more special to you, I suppose, if you are from there. Why do I bother loot stuff? My inventory gets full with all kinds of crap. Oh, I can make some space with this silly speeder. I'm not really sure why is that speeder here. Ooh. Level 47. No, nothing here for 47 as well. Almost there. Oh, was unexpected.
Come on.
Oh, have you noticed how different these cutscenes are when you don't have background music? I have to be extra careful now. Not that Machinima ever defended me or helped me fighting claims from Sony and now Disney. But I have to be extra careful now because my channel is my own responsibility. And I don't want too many copyright strikes or blocked videos that I cannot dispute immediately. The second and the third part from my The Force Unleashed 2, the videos, actually, I live streamed those. But if you haven't seen the live streams, the second and the third video are still blocked worldwide from Disney because of 30 on the first video and 34 seconds, I think, or 36 seconds of licensed Star Wars music. And the videos are now blocked because of that. What the hell? Destroy the overhead power regulator. Okay. Very nice of them to tell me where it is and how to do it. What? I don't want to unlock the new one, no thanks. I like my inventory being full, and I like being annoyed by it. How about that? Stop picking up trash, dude. It's a silly habit from the days when I actually needed money for something. And by all means, I'm not a rich person in game, not in real life as well. But I don't really need the scraps that we earn from corpses. I don't even know what it exactly means from receiving too many strikes. I think on 3 strikes you receive some kind of a very special warning, and yes, they bring all of your features from the channel, such as custom thumbnails, long videos, live streams, God knows how many other things. They strip you off these things. I'm not really familiar, so I'm actually speaking from vague memory. Maybe it's changed, maybe it's not. But the fact is that I'm trying to be careful. And currently I'm disputing 2 videos at the same time, and I have 2 more that Disney blocked before I manage to release them, because I don't want to remove the music from them. It's only 30 seconds, and if I have to remove it, important parts of the video will be unavailable.
I think we can handle that. Dean,
So I would like to prove to them that they need to release the strikes. I've managed to release a whole bunch of videos in the past 2 or 3 months, successfully fighting Sony and now Disney. And I would like to be able to continue to do that, but I don't want to give them extra opportunities. While playing The Force Unleashed 1 and 2 with no background Star Wars music is a completely awful adventure, playing Star Wars The Old Republic with no background music is actually very doable.
It's out of our hands now.
You can evacuate, Warden, but I spent too many years putting those fiends away to let it all be for nothing.
Oh, you're really poor, Naomi. By saying I'm not rich means I have about 60-something million credits spread across my characters. And that's not a lot, really.
I didn't bust all the way at a max to miss my shot at that twerp.
Oh, they have robots. Don't you think? Don't think that they do that manually. No, they have robots. That's why you have to dispute. And unfortunately, what's worst about these copyright strikes and the disputes is that YouTube allows the company that put the strike 30 days. That's really a long period. Especially if they claim that or block a video that's supposed to be new and relevant and hopefully being important at this very moment. It did happen with my 9 hours live walkthrough of the Imperial version of Knights of the Eternal Throne. Many of you guys were there that night. Many of you stood with me from the beginning until the end. Thank you. That's, I think, the day when Naomi got a special promotion of sorts, because I really needed help. Back then, people were spamming crazy stuff in my chat like mad, because it was a very heavily popular and viewer-heavy live stream that day.
He'll be able to give you the current situation. However you get through, if you can reach these coordinates, contact me. I'll bring you up to speed on any discoveries.
I'm coming along.
Basically, yes. If I turn up the background music and play Star Wars The Old Republic or show any kind of clips from Star Wars The Old Republic, sooner or later the Disney robots are going to catch 20 to 30 seconds of licensed music and block the video. Or in some cases, just take the video for themselves. But in most cases, unfortunately, they block it. And what's worst is they actually tell the viewer that I am blocking that video and I'm not allowing the viewer to watch it from their location, country, or someplace else. It's not me, damn it.
I'll be in touch if I need you.
Just be careful.
Well, you do know that almost all of the population of the world, or at least, I don't know, half of the population of the world has account on YouTube. I don't know really the real numbers, just rough estimate. So it's really impossible for manual overview of these things. So yes, Google and YouTube do use artificial intelligence, robots, and software to do those things for them. And it's not good, but it is a fact that YouTube is the second most popular search engine in the whole world. First one being Google, damn it. The 2 most popular search engines in the world are owned by the same company. How the hell are they supposed to manage all this? Using software. I think I'm gonna stop right here. Yep, I couldn't, of course, finish Belsavis, but I wasn't really rushing to do it. Not by any stretch of the imagination. I had a lot of fun and very interesting and cool discussions today with you guys. Hopefully you have enjoyed it as well. I'm not really sure if I'll be able to put any kind of a timestamp or table of content on this video when I release it later tonight or maybe tomorrow. But I hope that you will join me on the next one. Probably next week will be a similar live stream with this character. And before that, I'm thinking of a Gwent live stream tomorrow evening. But first, I want to see how long the CD Projekt Red livestream is going to be, and will I have strength or interest to play Gwent, because tomorrow they will show and play and demonstrate and explain about the new faction, Nilfgaard. And for those of you Witcher fans and Witcher Universe fans, Nilfgaard is really something big. Good night and good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for joining me. And don't forget to leave a like on that video to show the support.